their most important slogans, all of the desired and all of the planned kids should be born, and that's what the daily life is aiming for, or politics is aiming for in Hungary.
That really does reflect government policy in Hungary these days, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because definitely a lot of policies are directed at supporting families, supporting kids, supporting young adults starting their life.
It's Ezra Levant here. I'm in Eastern Europe trying to find the answer to the question, what's the truth about Hungary? And it's taken me here to Romania to a Hungarian festival, because there's a large Hungarian ethnic minority in the country of Romania. There's concerts and camping and food and all sorts of fun stuff. There's also political discussions. And then there's some sort of kiosks by different NGOs. And I thought this one was interesting. It's a tent shared by a number of them. You can see their symbols on the wall there. There's the Hungarian Archives. There's the Hungarian Language sort of defense organization. There's the Minority Rights Group. And then there's a family-oriented NGO, because one of the interesting things about Hungary is they have decided to arrest their demographic decline. A few years ago, the average fertility rate in Hungary was just 1.3. And obviously you need more than 2.0 just to maintain your population. And when you've got a country of just 10 million people and families are barely having one kid, that country's not going to be around long. So they brought in a lot of family-friendly policies, including, I learned this the other day at the Danube Institute, mums who have 4 kids or more pay no income tax for life. Isn't that incredible? There's all sorts of other benefits for having kids. And I just want to read some of the sort of mottos and slogans in the NGO that's focused on family and kids. And to help me translate is Lily, who's sort of my helper out here. Lily, nice to see you.
Nice to see you here.
Now, tell me what these things mean, because I don't speak a word of Hungarian. Tell me what these are, because these aren't just slogans. They contain a real essence of the Hungarian national identity, don't they? Can you tell me what these different things mean?
Well, first of all, they emphasize, this NGO emphasizes how it is important to have kids. So first of their most important slogans, all of the desired and all of the planned kids should be born, and that's what the daily life is aiming for, or politics is aiming for in Hungary. Also, the most important source of happiness is an inclusive and supporting community. And lastly, we've got a longer quote saying that the positive quality of life, happiness, it doesn't mean a state, it doesn't mean an experience, it much rather means the activity of striving for our goals, towards our goals.
You know, these are deeper slogans than we have in the West, and I think the cultural front line in Canada is transgender extremism. So this is so opposite where I'm from. There's a couple more here. I wonder if you'd read them to me. What does that one say in the top?
The top one means it's marriage is a bond for life between man and woman. One man and one woman.
And what's that last one at the bottom say?
The mature personality is building another mature personality. So it's very important to constantly praise kids and tell them how great they are. And
the name of the NGO is the Maria Kopp Institute for, what do those last words mean?
Demography, basically growth of population and families, and their short name is Kinch, which means treasure.
It sounds like that's a private foundation, but that really does reflect government policy in Hungary these days, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because definitely a lot of policies are directed at supporting families, supporting kids, supporting young adults starting their life.
I should tell you, I've been in Hungary, in Budapest for a few days, and now we're here in Romania, which is not Hungary, but this is almost a completely Hungarian town, 90% Hungarian, and of course Hungarians coming in from the region. And to see these kind of messages is in a contrast to where I come from. I have not seen anyone who uses pronouns, says I'm they, them, or je. I haven't seen any pink hair or anything like that. It's just a very, very different feeling to be in a place where they're worried about history and culture and families and continuity. It's just very different than where I come from. Lily, thanks very much for translating for us today.
Thank you so much.
Right on. Well, there you have it. Thanks to Lily for explaining Hungarian to me. I find it an inscrutable language, although Romanian is very much like French. Actually, it's very surprisingly easy to understand Romanian. That's just a little vignette from the Tusnad village where they're having this Hungarian festival called Tusványos. I'm practicing my Hungarian and no one here understands a word I say. Waiters especially are flummoxed. But I'm kidding around. It's a very interesting time. But I thought I'd show you something that is so different from the dominant culture wars back home. Cultural Marxism, gender extremism, transgenderism. That's what people talk about. That's what gets the financing. That's what cultural energy is expended towards. In Hungary, it seems like the opposite. To see all my reports, go to thetruthabouthungary.com. I'm in Eastern Europe asking the question, what's the truth about Hungary? What is that country like? And why do leftists in the West hate it so much? To see all of my reports and to chip into our crowd-funded citizen journalism, go to thetruthabouthungary.com.